Fabinho and Lallana come in. Henderson and Milner dropping out after that midweek victory over Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Myself, Bobby Jackson, and John Hogan with you today, and looked pretty routine on paper for Liverpool.
Yeah, I read something really remarkable just 5 minutes ago, that Scott Parker thinks Fulham got enough quality to stay up. I think you must be crazy, you know. But we like a bit of enthusiasm. But listen, they've been searching for a good back four all season, and they haven't found it today either. Fosu-Mensah at right back, well, possibly in time, but it's not like he's settled, is it? First time I've seen him this season. Chambers restored to centre-back. He's not good enough. Tim Ream, for me, pound for pound, the worst centre-back in the division, right? And Brian, sometimes when he kick a ball during the course of 90 minutes, I don't think he gets involved enough. He's actually a decent footballer, but he goes walkabout, and all of a sudden, there's a great big gap there. You know, the holding midfielders are not good enough. Do they hold? You know, Seri's had a disastrous season, in my opinion. And Guisa, another one who flatters to deceive. I don't know. There might be the odd goal in him. I think Babel's all right. Mitrovic's all right. Kenny can pass the ball. But it's just at the back. You know, I could see them conceding 4-5 today, but it depends how much energy is in the tank for Liverpool, doesn't it? Because it's after Lord Mayor's show, you know, brilliant. Not many teams go to the Allianz and get something out of Bayern Munich, do they? I don't know about the draw with Spurs. I think there were easier draws, perhaps. But all that and what we've got here, it looks like a regulation game. But they win it, they go top of the table. You know, they can help their goal difference as well. So it's all there for Liverpool. And I think what we're going to get is another spanking for Fulham.
Yeah, Liverpool to take on Porto in the Champions League. Tottenham, Manchester City is the other one, involving the two English sides going head-to-head. Manchester United, of course, with Barcelona as well. But
well, that was a good draw, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Porto. So, yeah, no reason to think that they can't go far. But, you know, that catches the eye, doesn't it, for them? But it's now whether they relinquish, you know, that go-forward attitude they've got in the league. I doubt it, because for me, they're a really good team. They're on it. You know, it's hard to stop a team that's got the momentum that Liverpool have got, and I can't see Fulham doing that today.
Draw not enough to take Liverpool to the top of the table come the end of play today, but a victory will do. And they've currently got possession with Fabinho, switching it out towards the right-hand side with the youngster Alexander-Arnold. In the England squad again, the upcoming internationals, which take place over the course of the next couple of weeks as they flick it into the box. Now Salah tries to hook a right-footed shot off balance there. It goes wide. Might have been better trying to bring it down, but early on felt that he was maybe better going at goal himself.
Well, look at the gap that he finds in the first place. Chambers nods it to nobody in particular. These guys all season, they've been caught ball watching. There's no great organisation. Who leads that line? You know, Hanson's on a postcard, and Chambers there defending where we think Tim Ream's supposed to be anyway. So whether there can be any understanding between them, I don't know. We'll find out, but I just think again that they'll get caught short today by a team who knows exactly what they want to do.
Arnold just caught there and brought down over the halfway line. It's a play that could boost Liverpool's title hopes in the latter stages of the season. Got a fair bit of quality. The former Southampton player, but injuries have restricted his playing time. He's on the ball now. He's managed to find Salah with the flick away on the right-hand side of the box, and it's cleared out by Fulham, who do have the worst defensive record in the Premier League this season. 68 goals they've conceded. It's 9 more than both Cardiff and Huddersfield, who sits either side of them in the standings. Huddersfield faring even worse than Fulham in terms of points picked up, just 14 to their name. On the other side of things, Liverpool are second highest scorers in the Premier League with 68 goals. Manchester City, the only side to have found the back of the net on more occasions.
Well, I think the thing is that, yeah, they conceded a lot, but it's not down to, you know, that they're gung-ho and throw so many bodies forward. It's just down to players ball-watching, mistakes, individual errors. You know, it's almost like what you're watching them. I've seen them a lot this season. It's like they'll throw the ball to the back of the net twice. You know, Liverpool don't even have to be that particularly good today to go and win the game. You know, at least if they revert to type, maybe this, you know, sort of rarefied atmosphere with a new manager, the sun shining, it might just boost them into something, you know, unexpected, but I doubt that.
Fulham currently with possession. They go back into their own half as Liverpool just edge forward ever so slightly. Firmino making chase with no great effort to it. Just sort of jogs across towards the goalkeeper Rico, who clears downfield, and it is flicked on. A Liverpool head, so out for a throw-in for Fulham. Mitrovic, the focus of our pictures, though he was down just a moment ago, wondering if he's maybe picked up a bit of an early knock. That would be a huge blow for them. He has been one of their better players this season, and you imagine if they go down, he will be snapped up by someone in the Premier League, maybe a side coming up, or potentially someone already in the division. I think maybe an Everton could do with someone like Alexander Mitrovic to lead the line for them going forward. Got Liverpool with possession at the back, and Virgil van Dijk, having spoken about Fulham's woes defensively, he's firmly established himself as one of the best in the Premier League, and trolls it back to his goalkeeper Alisson, who stumbled a moment on the ball, thought about going out right hand side, changed his mind and didn't have enough pressure on him to make any further mistakes, and Liverpool now look to break forward. Firmino's ball in field is cut out, intercepted. Liverpool press, win it back, appeal for the throw-in on the halfway line, which is not going to go their way.
It's weird, isn't it? Because so far Rico has had nothing to do, but I see that Mane and Salah are just turning into great big acres of space. You're supposed to be able to sort of tie the two centre backs together, and see them working in harness. These two guys are just not doing it already. The big slant, it's like a dog's hind leg watching their back line, and so much room for Liverpool, who are going to exploit this to the nth. They may not have had a shot on target, but I just see goals already in this.
Liverpool moving it forward to the halfway line. Salah with a cute little flick to Firmino. Mane has gone down further ahead in play, and then Firmino's return ball to Salah is intercepted. Cute little turn in midfield then from Anguissa, and we worked across the field towards Seri out on the right-hand side. Just drops it back into defence, and Fulham trying to play a little bit of football here. Tom Kearney getting on the ball, a deep area. He wants to be further forward, but happy just to get involved for the time being. And now Brian on his way down the left-hand side gets former Liverpool man Ryan Babel involved. Back down that left-hand side, and good approach play here from the Cottagers, but the final ball in is deflected away. In fact, back into the path of Babel, who twists his way into the box, trying to get a little bit of space, rolls it to the edge of the area. Shot then is curled behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, not a bad shot from Seri. Left him out completely, didn't they, the other week? But they can't salt the wheat from the chaff, this team. Seri might end up being a good player in the division, but he's had a bit of a nightmare season in a team that just couldn't defend, so he might be better than we've seen. I'm not saying that Fulham can't score a goal today. I like Mitrovic. I think he's a good player, and I agree that Fulham will do well to keep hold of him if they can, but more likely that somebody else will come in for him. But and Babel's decent as well. He's reminded us that he's got a bit of quality about him, but again, it's hard to shine in a team that collectively is failing. And like I said, throwing the ball in the back of their own net. But anyway, for Liverpool, I think it's a very comfortable start to the game for them so far. Maybe they just need to pick it up a little bit. Hard to get up for this game, I guess, with all the drama and excitement that's surrounding them at the minute.
Goes back towards defence again for Fulham, who have done okay in the early stages. They haven't really conceded any big opportunities to Liverpool. That scuffed effort from Salah, the only real chance, but Sean has pointed out there's been a few half opportunities where maybe as the game goes on, Liverpool do start to cause one or two more issues, just settling into it for the time being. Good conditions as well down in the capital, the sun shining over Craven Cottage. Virgil van Dijk sweeps one out of defence to the left-hand side. Wonderful ball that is. That towards Robertson, who manages to ride the challenge. Now into the box he goes. He's got three arriving, and it strains the hands of Rico. Picked the wrong option.
He sure did. Well, wasn't that smashing long ball? Raking delivery. Fosu-Mensah sells his soul there, doesn't he? He slides in, and then Robertson comes away with the ball. He's left with egg on his face. Robertson there don't need to pass that ball at that point. he's trying a slide rule ball for a tap in right on the goal line, but he's got 2 or 3 red shirts in there, just waiting for the time to, you know, for the movement to be slightly better. Maybe he feels that he's going to lose his chance, but he's got a few more seconds there to pick a pass, and I felt that he had to be more patient. And if he was there, that would be a 1-0. But that was terrible defending this time from Fosu Mensah.
Early stages of this Premier League clash, and it's still goalless between Fulham and Liverpool, just over 10 minutes gone. Liverpool asking 1 or 2 questions in the early stages, but not really pressing on too vigorously at the moment. Maybe just settling into the match. We've seen a good opening for Robertson when he was onto a long ball down the left-hand side. He got past Fosu Mensah into the box, had 3 runners there to try and aim for. In the end, he put it straight into the hands of goalkeeper Rico. At the other end, Fulham have had an opportunity. Seri on the edge of the box, didn't quite get over the top of the ball, curled it wide of the far post. But there's a feeling that Liverpool, if they do start to step it up in this one, will just brush Fulham aside.
Fulham playing out from the back, and so far so good for them. Brian turns away from Salah, and then he gives the ball away. Goodness me, they need to protect the ball a little bit better now. Salah runs past his man, but the flag has gone up. He's going to judge to have fouled him there. Salah smiles, and he was probably right, but he shakes his head. Yeah, I think he was a little vigorous there. Let's take another look. I just don't think Brian was getting to that ball. But there you go, there was a little bit of contact, and the assistant referee was all over it, wasn't he? He was very close to it, maybe too close.
Craig Pawson, incidentally, the man in the middle today, needs to be firm with his decisions. Of course, on that occasion he was helped out by his official on the touchline, though. Header down by Fabinho. And Liverpool have to battle for it in midfield, and it's one back. They'll go to Alisson. Brazilian quickly moves it out towards the left-hand side. Liverpool looking to get forward as quickly as possible. They're often fast starters in games, and that type of beginning to a match today would probably just see Fulham crumble. Get to hit the 15-minute mark as Matip comes over the halfway line. Goes right-hand side this time for Alexander-Arnold. First time ball in isn't good. Simply side-footed away by Ream, and Seri then charges on towards the halfway line. He's on Brian to his left. In fact, it's Mitrovic, sorry, on the left-hand side. Back to Seri. And now Brian in defence. Time and time again, Fulham have retreated when they've got possession. They're happy to go into these sorts of areas, and maybe a bit of a change in tactic with Parker in charge. He was the assistant to Claudio Ranieri, so he's been around this Fulham side for a little while.
They were very passive, I thought, under Ranieri. Jockeyed, but didn't put much energy into the game. You know, and like I said, they just didn't defend well for him. He started off thinking, right, well, we'll show up the back. He played with a back 3. They got a couple of clean sheets, but then they realised that they couldn't score. So then they reverted back to back 4, you know, grabbed goals, and then we conceded them again for fun. So I think his first idea didn't really work, and then he was left floundering just like Slavica Jokanovic. So I don't think it's an easy answer. I just don't think that the staff that they got expensively assembled were good enough for the challenge this season, and certainly not the defenders.
Good ball in from Alexander-Arnold, now just beyond Firmino. He's going to harmlessly go away for a goal kick, and a warning for Fulham. Those balls in behind have attempted it a couple of occasions now of the travelling team. We've seen Robertson down the left, and Alexander-Arnold, this is the second time he's delivered. Just a little bit too far ahead of the Brazilian.
Well, you tell me who's trying to stop that cross coming in. I mean, that's the problem that they've got in their formation. Is Babel going to chase back and help out Brian? I don't think so. They've got the 2 holders, but, you know, they play with a system where there's no responsibility. If you do that boring 4-4-2 thing, you know, your fullback's always covered if you've got enough energy. But I always think this team, particularly more so when they had 3, it's like somebody else will do it. You know, one of those kind of attitudes, and that doesn't really work out. You know, if you're going to play a back 3, particularly, you have to be well organised and attack the ball. But I think Liverpool as well, there's a bit of a lack of energy I detect from them in this opening. Maybe it's all coming a little bit easy, but they're stroking the ball around. But I don't don't see that their press is particularly good when they don't have the ball.
Yeah, they're allowing Fulham to have time in possession. But maybe as the season does head in towards the latter stages, we might see a few more performances like this from the Reds as fatigue starts to build, and they do have to, I suppose, hold a little bit back for games which maybe they need to give more to. Today, they probably don't really need to get out of second or third gear as Fabinho clips one to the left-hand side with Robertson. Time to wipe across, doesn't see enough movement, so goes infield to Van Aldem. It's back to the Scotland international, curls one now towards the byline. Mane, though, miscontrolling, stumbles on the ball behind for the goal kick. Definitely the two Liverpool full-backs have been given orders to get as high up the pitch as possible, to allowing the likes of Salah and Mane to drift more infield and central. It's up to those front three in that line. Then Mane, Salah and Firmino are supposed to make the runs in behind and give options.
Well, Aite did a good job there of getting back and protecting Fosu Mensah, and then Anguissa comes across as well, and you think, well, yeah, if they can always have those sorts of numbers, but then Liverpool, they just didn't move the ball quickly enough. They need to move these two centre midfields, Anguissa and Seri, a bit more quickly, because they can't be everywhere, you know, and try and get an overlap like that. But so far, I think so good for Fulham, really. They've been terrible at times when I've seen them this season. They've been a little bit better than that today so far.
They've lost 10 of their last 11 in the Premier League. Fulham lost 6 in a row coming into today's game. Salah breaking into the box now, goes onto his right foot. Can't squeeze the cross away, but he will win a corner in the process. Good defending in the end there by Ream, who stayed on his feet for as long as possible, didn't commit too early. Nicely timed challenge to put Liverpool behind and force them to set up for a corner. Scored the most goals anyone in the Premier League from set pieces this season, Liverpool, 18 of them. Of course, that includes free kicks as well as corners, and when you've got Virgil van Dijk, he is going to be a threat. He's the man they find here. It's off his head and goes behind. In fact, sorry, it was Matip who rose well at the near post, and it's just about been kept in. Liverpool then concede at the corner flag, and it's going to be a Fulham throw. Good whip ball, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He runs into a big gap. There's nobody with him. It's a free header, that, and that's why he looks up to the heavens and thinks, I should have done better. You know, where's the mark in there? Mitrovic can't be everywhere, but I don't know what they're doing. If they're going man for man there, well, hang on, what is he, 6'5"? He's not really the player.
मुझे तो लगा जो गोद से तुम्हें मिलनी चाहिए थी उसके जन्म लेते ही तुम्हारे आदि
Firmino hooks it further across the pitch and in towards Matip. They're offering support to Alexander-Arnold back into the central defender. And Alexander-Arnold looking for another one of those whip balls in behind. Great first control there by Salah. Now needs a bit of help, or does he? Tried the Cruyff turn, was just crowded out by Brian. Comes back to help out Ream. Flip it down the line towards Barbara. There might be a counter-attack on if they can move the ball here. Fulham, they don't. It falls back. Good press by Liverpool. In fact, they have to go all the way to Rico. His first touch was a little bit heavy and does clear at the second attempt straight back into the chest of Liverpool defender Virgil van Dijk. But Salah there, not the first time he's made that running behind.
That's right, and again he's held up pretty well there by Tim Ream. Done a decent job so far.
Countryman Salah was blocked off by Adam Lallana, who was coming back from an offside position, and incidentally the ball then rolls behind for the goal kick. Back at this Salah chance again. It was Alexander-Arnold. He's not getting as high up the pitch as Robertson on the other flank, but it's a well-placed ball.
Yeah, it's actually Chambers who gets in behind him and blocks him, and he was the meat and the sandwich in between the two centre-back, but he did get the ball and turn. I felt maybe just a blind back heel or something might have been better there. You know, they were blocking him off, and I think he might as well have tried the unexpected there or something like that.
Calmly playing it out from the back for Liverpool. And now Alexander-Arnold then with the long ball over the top. Salah dangles out the left foot, but it's too far ahead of the Egyptian. Looks up to the skies in frustration as it bounces out for a throw-in.
Dare I say it, but I think they look tired. I think there's one or two mistakes being made. You do that when you're tired. There's a little lack of energy from Liverpool, but they're on the front foot still, aren't they? They're still the best team out of these two. I still expect them to go on and win. My first thoughts that they were going to batter them out of sight. Well, that could still be right. You know, if they break the resistance and get a couple of goal cushion, then, you know, Fulham will be forced to break ranks and throw bodies forward and could get caught. But at the minute, it looks like